My very best friend on the planet is on the end, Charlie Collins. Charlie is on your agenda. I'm going to introduce Charlie. He's going to talk to us a little bit. He'll probably come back at the end and wrap things up. Why is Charlie my very best friend forever? Charlie and I just met. Okay? I know what you're thinking. The one thing you might not know about Charlie is that Charlie can't see. Okay? Gets me every time. But Charlie's going to talk with all of us for a little while and share his stories because he's got a story to tell. And I am bound and determined to get his story out to the world. He already does that. He's an international inspirational speaker, and we've got him right here in the Lehigh Valley, so we're pretty lucky. Thank you, Charlie. I'll bring you the mic. Oh, where's my mic? Up here.
She has it, but Debbie has it.
Oh, Debbie has it, sorry.
I cannot speak sitting down that well. Thank you, Dawn.
You're welcome.
Thank you, MBRF, for putting this event on. Dawn and I are BFFs because I haven't screwed up yet. I believe that no matter what type of vision impairment you may have, and the frustrations and struggles you're facing day to day, there is hope and a solution for you. How do I know that? I'm going to share a bit about me that qualifies me for standing up on this stage. First, I want to ask you a question, or actually tell you a statement. Did you know the number one thing that limits a blind person is their vision? I got a group of smart ones. Did you know the number one thing that limits a sighted person is their vision? Did you know where there is no vision, people perish? After 2 years of being in and out of doctor's offices, my parents and I, along with my 4 sisters and brother, in our one car station wagon, finally headed up to Mount Sinai. Where after 2 years of testing our family, we were sat down and we were delivered some pretty horrific news. Said, sorry, 4 of your 6 children have a disease in the eye called juvenile macular degeneration. There's nothing we can do. I was waiting for the pill or the pair of glasses, which I wasn't even happy about, but I was going to wear them. He said, then don't go skiing anymore. Don't do sports in school. Things are going to get hard for you. Print is going to get hard. You're going to find that things are going to start really changing in your life, so you've got to be really careful. And when we walked out of that doctor's office, my mother took that piece of paper, crumpled it up, and threw it in the first garbage can. And the lesson in that is, the one thing you don't want to do to people with vision impairment or any adversity in life is enable them. We want to be able to do what we can do. So, this is when I truly became blind in my life. Why is that? Be up to that point, before any of us go to, well, first of all, how many people in this room have some type of vision impairment or macular degeneration? Raise your arm really high. Holy gosh, there's a lot of you here. I pretend I saw all those arms. But you know what? You're not alone. And I felt that way for most of my life. Even living with 2 sisters and a brother, I still felt alone. Nobody got it. I say I went blind when the doctor told me, because that's when my thinking changed. Blindness is caused by your thinking. It's not caused by a thing in your eye. The eye doesn't even do the seeing. We see with our brains, we don't see with our eyes. I wish I knew all that back then, because I was focused. I mean, vision is the number one thing we do for our senses. So, what happened to me? I fell into an I can't mindset. I can't do this. I can't see the chalkboard. I can't read books. I can't. And because of that, the world around me collapsed. Faces went away. chalkboards went away, printing school books went away. And you know what? You're doing something that's really important with low vision is to laugh. Don't be so hard on yourself. You're not a loser. At least I'm just sharing what I used to think I was. You're not less than. You are good enough. Heck, when you're out at a restaurant, you eat some plastic decoration on your plate, and you go, what the heck is this? Laugh at it. Certainly laughing at me. And then I take it out and I go, where's that cook? That guy's an idiot. Why would I want plastic on my plate? So my head went down. My self-esteem went down. My parents' relationship went down. My relationship, I turned to alcohol. I turned to drugs. I did things in my life to try to find my place of happiness. And all that happened was I got sicker and sicker. And what does macular degeneration do to Charlie? It took out his whole life. That little thingy in the back of my eye, my little drusins were getting thicker, and you were disappearing, my whole world, my hopes and dreams were gone, and I couldn't imagine it anymore. I'm landscaping up at a motorcycle dealership. I had a motocross bike, by the way. I rode motorcycles. I skied. I pole vaulted in high school. I drove my parents' car when they were sleeping. I've done everything I shouldn't do. Because don't tell me not to do something, I'm going to do it. I want to prove to those people that I'm not a loser. See, but I don't have to do that anymore today, even though I still do, for you to like me. See, I thought I was less than, not good enough, and people weren't going to like me because of a disease in my eye. And if that person is out there, they're the loser, not me. Well, I cut the grass at a motorcycle dealership. The owner came out to tap me on the shoulder, and I thought he was going to tell me, you're done. You don't do a good enough job around here. But the lawn was always perfect. He said, hey, I was wondering if you wanted to work here. What? Why would he ever ask a legally blind loser if he wants to work at a motorcycle dealership? That didn't come out of my mouth, but it went into my head. And did you know, the next thought was, how did he know? I love this place. Well, you're in here all the time buying stuff in your motorcycle. And I see, I'd like to give you an opportunity. I said, what do you want me to do? Sell motorcycles. Cool. Well, I went home. I told my mother, and she thought I should do that. I thought you were just being my mother. Maybe you should go do it. But deep down, years of blocking my whole purpose and who I am as a person was keeping that part of me that was going to come out in the very near future. Well, I listened to my mother and I went upstairs and I laid in bed, in that same bed that I lied in for years and cried myself to sleep. That same bed that I looked up to that power greater than myself and I said, tonight would be a good night if you took me. This night was different. I didn't ask God to take me, who I was mad at anyway. I didn't cry. I fell asleep soundly. I got up in the morning. I said, I can. I walked in at a motorcycle dealership. I said, Jimbo, I'd love to take the job, but you got to know, I'm legally blind. And by the way, I'm so glad I'm not illegally blind. I should be, after what I did out there. And you can certainly read my book and find out all the dirt on me. Which is over there. He said, I believe in you. I believe in you. I believe in you. I kept running in my head. Somebody believes in me? Heck, I failed out of school. I failed out of college. I failed in everything I did in life. And really, I didn't. I feared. So, I said, Jim, but I need help. I need devices. I need things. I'd never used them all the way up there. It was blind people use that stuff, not me. So I got my very first Optelec CCTV, which we have here, but they were nothing like they are today, but it was good enough. Did you know the brain is a muscle and the brain will go into atrophy if you don't use it? Yeah. Of course, just like, the guns, the arms, the muscles, you break, you know what happens. I won't say it. All right, so the brain can go in, mine did. I hadn't read in 10 years. I had to relearn how to read. I had to relearn how to write. all of a sudden, I was reading like crazy. I had my Optolet CCTV, I had dark writing pens, I had lighting that you see over there, I had pocket magnifiers, and I had a new way of life. Within a few short days, I was ignited. You know what happened? In 3 short years from that day, first I became $1 million salesman. Second, in 3 short years, I became the vice president, part owner of a multi-million-dollar corporation as a legally blind loser who once thought that way. We become what we think about all day long. Ralph Waldo Emerson. I guarantee you know that dude is. Very good writer. So, if you focus on what you can't do, guess what you're going to do? That, nothing. If you focus on what you can do, you'll have... So ask questions each day. How can I? What is the best thing I can do about this? And I'm not going to sit up here and tell you much more about my story, but I have gone from frustration to freedom. I do not get up and think about having a vision impairment most days of my life. But actually never. I work with so many people. I'm always giving and trying to teach you how to see again. I forget I have it. Until I start driving somebody's car, I remember. So, I hate having peripheral vision. I'm only kidding. So I'm done. I was going to do an exercise, and if we have time, I'll do it. It's a fun exercise. I can do it? Okay. All right, so everybody watch out. I'm going to get shorter. All right. I knew the floor was big. Don't worry. There's a formula called E plus R equals O. The events in your life plus your response equal your outcome. Just like 2 plus 2 equals 4, right? If you don't like 4, change one of the numbers. But 2 plus 2 is 4. E plus R equals O. The events plus my response give me my outcome. All right. May I ask your name? Helen. Helen. I'm going to do a little test on you. The red does not look good on you, and I don't really like your glasses. So, how do you think that raised Helen's self-esteem or lowered it? Okay, so you weren't listening to my example in the beginning. E plus R equals O. The event in your life plus your response deliver your outcome. Helen could have said, you know, Charlie doesn't know what he's talking about. I look good in red. She could have said, you know, this Collins guy's an idiot. I think he's talking to me and picking on me because he has a crush on me. What do you think that's going to do? That's going to raise her self-esteem and her self-confidence. So I wanted to just tell you that no matter what events happen in your life, the doctor tells you got macular, let's get through that feeling. Know that feeling. Go through the depression shortly. But step outside of that. And know that each event, if you want a better outcome in life, respond differently from today forward. Thank you.
Do we love Charlie or what? Absolutely. Here's your water, Charlie. See? No, seriously. There you go. We love him. So just real quick, his book is here. It just came out. And we're at the end of the Q&A session, we're going to raffle off a signed copy by Charlie. Okay? He's a rock star, ladies, I'm telling you.